This is a two-dimensional image, but if you click on this button, you're able to rotate it like it's a 3D object in any angle you want. What in the world is going on over here? And similarly, you can take the same image and place it anywhere in this composition in any orientation. And with a little bit of Photoshop magic, it seems as if it was modeled straight into this image. In this video, we will not only learn how to access it and use it, but also figure out how much credit it consumes and so much more. Before we rush into trying this, keep in mind that this is in beta version of Photoshop. This is a separate app you have to install from Creative Cloud. In order to do so, all you have to do is head over to Creative Cloud and then go over to the Apps tab over here. And from here, choose Beta and find Photoshop Beta. And make sure that you're on the version 27.5 or above in order to have this feature. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop Beta. Once everything is ready, you can open up any document you want and bring in the image that you like to merge. Now, one of the most common use case for this will be interior design, where you will find a bunch of product images that you want to spec for this particular project, but you don't have a 3D model for this. So what you can do is first render out the empty room on its own, or even take a photo of the existing empty space and drop in the photo of a furniture that you want to populate with. And from here, you'll see the floating contextual menu. If you don't see this, you can right click in the empty canvas area and toggle the contextual taskbar. Okay, once you have the contextual bar enabled, all you have to do is hit Ctrl T to enable free transform, which you usually use to just scale the image. But if you look closely below, you'll see the rotate object option. Once you click that, this will go ahead and create a 3D model of the image. Do keep in mind that this does consume some premium credit. We will talk about that in a minute. Okay, and within seconds, you will get this low resolution preview. Don't worry too much about how pixelated it is because we'll get a high resolution back. But more importantly, you'll see that there are 3 control handles that are added here. Now you can use any of these handles to adjust your model so that it fits into your project. So as you can see, the bottom lever allows you to rotate your object in this axis, and this one allows you to turn it in the other way. On the right side over here, this changes the perspective. You can change this to look as if it's taken in a wide angle lens or a telephoto lens. So if you bring it all the way up, this looks like it's almost axonometric. If you take it all the way down, it looks almost as if it's been taken on a ultra wide angle lens. And this works in every rotation possible, so you can adjust it to fit exactly where you want your chair to be. So for example, if you want it closer to the end of a frame like this, you might want like more higher angle like that. And then place it something like that, possibly. But if you want to place it way in the back, you will also adjust the perspective so that it's closer to the telephoto range. Something like that, and move it a little bit closer to the ground or so. That's a bit too much, and then you can scale it down and make it fit however you want. Now this is pretty nuts because the AI has never seen this chair before, and it's able to reconstruct even the back side of the chair. That's pretty insane, and this kind of takes care of my pet peeve of like senior architects asking me to rotate a photograph and show me the back side of it. I think it's finally possible to do that now, so that really takes care of. Now, navigating in 3D is a little bit tricky and takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, I think it'll be okay. And once you're ready to place your image, all you have to do is hit done, or you can also hit on the enter button on your number pad. Okay, now, as you can see, now I'll try zooming in a little bit. As you can see, this chair is way more high resolution than it was when we were spinning it around. And of course, if you feel like this is not exactly how you want it to be, you can re-enable edit rotation and then you'll be right back at where you were. Now, the way you will have an idea whether this is a rotatable layer or not is by looking at the layer type. So you see this little icon that has like these little circular rotation sign on the layer. This means that this is a rotatable layer, sort of like a smart layer, but it's like in a 3D format basically. And from here on, you can use any of the existing Photoshop features to blend your object. So for example, I'm gonna first make a copy of it, And I will click on the harmonize option over here. Let Photoshop take care of blending this into the scene. For those who didn't know, harmonize allows you to take your image and instantly color match and generate the shadow for you so that it blends right into the scene. And they will also give you several options to choose from, so you can choose from that as well. Now the shadow isn't exactly working out for me, so we can always retry. I think this one looks the best, but of course it's not perfect. So from here, you can just go ahead and use any of the regular adjustments that you're more used to. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and create a curves and clip it onto the harmonized layer over here. And then I will adjust it a little bit. So for example, I'm going to boost the black a little bit and then crunch the white just a tad, and then overall darken it just a little bit. Okay, so we can do something like that, and instantly we have placed this furniture that would have been impossible to place in here at this particular angle. Now for those who are wondering how much credit this is actually consuming, from my findings so far, every 3Dification requires about 20 credits. And you can check this by going over to the home icon over here, going over to your icon, and check how much credit you have left. Every 3Dification consumes about 20 credits. And once you have turned one object into 3D, you should be able to rotate it again without having to pay for additional credits. So for example, making this kind of adjustment. In addition to using these UI handlers, you can also use the little sliders down here to make more fine-tuned adjustments. Now for me, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter to enhance the rotated image. Okay, and then I'll try harmonizing this again as well. And look at that. That's looking pretty awesome. I'm gonna click through some of the options. So I think the shadows turned out a lot better this time, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and rasterize this one. So I'm gonna right click and rasterize layer, and then use a sponge tool to make this a little bit more desaturated. Maybe I'll also just use the hue and saturation adjustments to make it a little bit more desaturated. I feel like it's looking a little red, so I'm gonna slide this over just a touch to make this a little bit more yellow / orange. And I feel like that blends in quite well. I'm probably gonna copy over this curves adjustment to make it blend in a little bit better. Okay, and there we go. Now let's compare before and after. So this is before and after. Like the chair blends in seamlessly into the scene, and you won't be able to find this exact angle anywhere online. So this brand new feature allows you to do this, and I think this is going to be groundbreaking for architects and interior designers. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest technology in architecture and design, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss one. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.